recording button. So, shalom dear friends, how are you? And welcome to our weekly learning. Today, Ezekiel 28 and a little bit from 29 is with us. And we're going to read and enjoy two prophecies for the nation, actually three for the nations that will speak about two interesting observations. First of all, beauty and the Garden of Eden that relates to it. And another thing is the crocodile or the alligator that relates to Egypt. This takes us back to Genesis 1, when God created the great sea monsters in chapter 1, and to the Garden of Eden story in Genesis 2 and 3. So we are going to see what can we learn from Ezekiel about these interesting and beautiful stories. As always, we start with the blessing. And let's say hello to Peppy. Peppy, how are you? Everything is okay?
Hi, Ellie. Yes, we're fine, thank you. Gosh, it must be nice to go out to the high school.
Mm-hmm. I've been here today and also on Monday, but not all the students have been. So, but this coming Sunday, we all are coming back, even my kids, everyone. So maybe on Monday it will take one day of organization, but we're really happy, to do it. Hopefully that we have a second, what we're calling a second wave, we call it, of Corona. Really happy. And of course, we're really happy to be here and always to learn and enjoy with this beautiful journey. And Ezekiel is with us. So go ahead. Let's start with the blessing and we shall start.
Thank you, Ellie. Ki malach haaretz dea et Adonai. Kamayim leyam me kasim. Amen.
Amen, dear friend. And let's start with the prophecy. Go ahead.
Okay. Vayhi devar Adonai elai lemor. Ben Adam amor lingid o azor. Ko amar Adonai Elohim. Ya'an gevach libeka hatomer el ani mosav. Elohim yashavti belev yamim. V'ata adab v'lo el vatiten libeka. Kelev Elohim.
Excellent, so first of all, we know always the beginning when God is speaking with Ezekiel, so he's calling him son of man, Ben Adam. Then this prophecy continues prophecies that started few chapters before. We have prophecies for the Ammonites, for the Edomites, for the Moabites, for the Philistines, and then for Tzor, which is actually an area in Lebanon. Tyrus, it's the name in English. In Hebrew, we're saying Tzor. Until today, we have two, Tzor and Sidon, two important places in Lebanon that we know until today. And if we look at the verses, we can see in verse 2 that the word or the word heart repeats 4 times. Libcha, lev, libcha, kelev. And this is actually a comparison between the prince of Tyrus, which is probably a king which is named Etbaal, that we know from other scriptures. And he lifted up his heart and thought about himself as God. And speak about that he has a seat like the seat of God in the midst of the sea. And God is saying, no, you're not a God, you're a person, you're a human being. And you thought that your heart is like the heart of God, but actually the answer is no. So from the first verse, we know that there is someone that thinks himself as a God. And the word heart here is really important because it takes us back to the story that we've read in the Garden of Eden, that actually the man thought that he can gain, after he ate from the tree of knowledge, tree of knowledge, good and evil, he thought that he had a chance to eat from the tree of life and then try to be as God or as the angels of God. And here we can see a man that tried to be a God, and it takes us back to the Garden of Eden story, where there is an option that a man would be like God if he would have actually knowledge and eternity. So this is something that we need to remember when we read the verses. So the word heart here is really important. We can see in imagery that "Iten libecha kelev Elohim," you thought that your heart would be like the heart of God. And let's see how to continue to read these verses. So thank you very much, Pepe. And let us move to Maria. How are you, dear friend? How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you. I have to pull out the plug of my headphone to talk, but I'm fine, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really happy that you're here and you're welcome to read to us.
Now I don't hear you. So now,
can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't hear you, so something happened when I pulled the plug.
But when you take it out, we still can hear you. It's okay. We can
okay, but I can't hear you. But now the microphone of this headset works again. It didn't work anymore, but now something happened. Miracle.
The prayers for God helped.
For sure. Hine chacham ata midaniel kol satum lo amamucha b'chochmatecha ufitfunatcha asita lecha chayil fata'as zahav v'kesef be'otzrotecha berov chochmatecha birkulatcha hirbita heilecha vayigbach levavcha b'chelecha.
יפה מאוד, and first of all, we can see the word chacham, wise, and with understanding here. First of all, this king thinks that he's wiser than Daniel. It's not Daniel, probably from the Bible. It's probably Daniel was one of the gods that relate to justice in the Canaanite mythology. And he thinks that since he's really smart, so he has an army and he has property, and he can do, he can be and increase his rich, and then one more time he lifted up his heart. So this king that we speak about is a king with results, by the way. 13 years that the Babylonian king has done siege against him, and he didn't have a success. But the idea is that, even if you have a success, you're not like God. And this is the problem with this king of Tyre. As we said, Etbal is me. So let us see now what will happen to him. But for this, yeah.
I thought it was Daniel the prophet in Babylon. How is it that this is not meant Daniel the prophet?
Okay, so there is an option that this is Daniel, the prophet, but since, first of all, this word Daniel is what we're calling, we have what we're calling Kri and Chtiv. The word that is written in the Bible is Daniel, without the Yod. And we know that all the Kri and Chtiv is texts that were actually edited and with the Nikud and only in the 8th century after Common Era. So probably those who actually gave the localization thought about Daniel from the Bible. But actually all this text relates to a king which is foreign. And it's probably the Daniel that we also saw, by the way, with Noah and Job in another text in Ezekiel, is actually relates to, as we said, to the Canaanite mythology. It could be Daniel, but it's less probable to the text that we are reading here. Because Daniel is a different book, and of course, from different time. So it could be, but the commentaries less speak about this king.
Because Daniel was quite wise.
Yeah, of course. And this is the reason why in the Keri, what we need to read, it's written Daniel. But in what is called Ktiv, what is written, it's Daniel, Dalef Nun Aleph Lamed, without the Yod. This is something which is really important to understand, but thank you. It's a really, really good question. And let us continue to see what happened and speak with Sharon. Can you please read to us verses 6 to 8?
Sure, thank you. Did you get my questions?
No.
Remember they were in your email.
No,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, I'll send it again.
No problem.
Okay. Laken ko amar Adonai Elohim Yoan Kelecha et Leba Becha Kalev Elohim Laken hine Mebi Alacha Zarim Aritz Goyim Veheriku Char Botam Al Yefe Chotemateka Vehelelu Yefeteka Lashachat Yoriduka Vamata Memote Halal Vilev Yamim.
Excellent. So what we can see here is, just a moment. Okay. What we can see here is, first of all, that this is the punishment because this king, who is heart as the heart of God and thought that he is like God, so God will bring him strangers. This is the Babylonian king, and they are going to harm him with the sword. And first of all, they are going to cause his beauty to be less, and they are going to send him to the pit. And in the heart of seas, in the midst of the seas, this is the place that he thought that he could be like God. This is the place that he would be put to death. So the place that he thought that he can be like God is the place that he's going to be put to death. By the way, it relates to the place that the sea monsters, the sea is really important, and water is really important element in all the mythologies from the area, the Canaanite, the Babylonian, the Greek. So it's really important to remember this. And let us ask dear Gabriel to read to us the next passage. Bevakasha. Gabriel, are you with us?
Oh, I had to mute my
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so how are you, dear friend?
I'm Beseder, and I had the Zoom meeting this afternoon. So that's the second Zoom meeting. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm really excited that we are coming back to school next week with the students and my kids
Okay.
will go back. So day by day, as we're saying, I'm really happy, of course, to see all of you here. And you're welcome to read to us, Bakasha. Go ahead.
Yeah. תודה רבה. אמר, תאמר אלוהים, אני לפני ארצך ואתה אדם ולא אל בת מחל לך מותי הרלים תמות ביד תרה I can't read it. Tsarim,
יפה.
Tsarim, כי אני דיברתי נום אדוני
Adonai Elohim, יפה מאוד. So the question that he's asking, can you say about yourself that you are God before I'm going to take your life? You're a man, you're not God. And you are going to be put to death as the death of the uncircumcised with strangers. And this is because I said it one more time. We can see this is the Lord of God. God said it. So there is a rhetorical question. Can you say about yourself that you're a God? Of course, the answer is no. And you are a man, you're not God. So one more time, this distinction between what the king of Tyrus is thinking about himself and what actually happens is really important. When we can read the uncircumcised, this can take us back to the lament of David, to the Philistines that were nicknamed by the uncircumcised. So this is something that repeats here in the Bible. And let us continue to see the next verses and say hello to Detlef. How are you, dear friend? How are you feeling?
בודהית, קצת חולה, לא בבריאות. אוקיי, אני זקן, כן. אני קורא, כן. ויהי דבר אדוני אלוהי לאמור, בן אדם גינה על מלך צור. ואמרת לו כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, אתה חותם תקנית מלא הקמה וחליל יופי.
One more time, we can see that he's wise and he's perfect in beauty, but this is the end of his life. This is the summary because of his behavior, and this is the reason why God is saying to Ezekiel to take up a lamentation, kina. And let us see what can we learn from this king. And ask dear Ruth to read to us. Bevakasha, how are you, dear friend?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. And you? You're all well?
Yeah, thank you
The
very much.
children are excited to go back to school, I'm sure.
Yeah, we all.
Yes. The same in the UK. Some of the children go back in a couple of weeks. And Hannah is a teacher of year 1, and they will be going back. So she needs to reconnect with them and find the plan they have for keeping everyone safe. But it's good. It's good to see things have turned and coming back. So we keep praying, though.
Yeah. Okay, my friend. So first
Okay,
of all, thank you
you.
very much for sharing, and I hope that everything is okay. I'm really happy that also in UK things are getting better.
It's step by step, yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is the key word, the key expression, step by step and day by day.
Savlanut.
Savlanut, yeah.
Which is hard. It's, for people, they haven't seen. Can I ask, in Israel, is it permitted for grandparents to see their grandchildren now?
Yeah, of course. My parents have been here today.
Oh, wonderful.
Neria and Malachi came back with them. We're going to see them.
Oh, lovely. And can they sit with them? Can they cuddle them? Can they hug them?
Formally, no, but I don't think that
anyone's worried.
Anyone can see their grandchildren after 2 months and not hug
them. Yeah, we haven't got to that point. I still have friends who are grandparents who are waiting for that time. So we look for our country to look to Israel and see what you're doing, and maybe people will have the confidence to allow the same.
Okay, my friend, thank you very much, and you're more than welcome. You get a beautiful verse here.
Thank you. But Eden gan Elohim Haita Kol Aven Yikra Me Sefarta Adam Betoda Be Yehalan Be Rashish Shehem Be Shefita Be Yishpa Safir Neficha U Brikat U Zahar Melachet Taficha U Nekevicha Becha Beyom Ha Bricha Ba Ananu Et Karav Memsa Ha Sicha U Naticha Bahar Chadash Elohim Hayit Betok Evni Esh Hit Halchem Het.
It's a really interesting passage because he thinks that he was in the Garden of Eden and he was like all the precious stones. Pay attention to the names. So you see Odem, Piteda, the Sardius, the Topaz, Diamond, the Beryl, the Onyx. So we can learn about the Garden. This is also a place with this kind of stones, precious stones that we can see there. And he thinks that he's kind of an angel, like the cherubim. He thinks that he can walk in the stones of fire. Pay attention how the king of Tyrus looked at himself. And
when I read this today, I didn't understand it. How was the king of Tyre in the holy mountain of God? Did he imagine it, or was this a historical thing? I didn't understand it.
The reason that he looked at himself as a god because he was really rich. He was probably beautiful, and he also the Babylonians tried to fight him 13 years with Etbal, and they couldn't win him. So he had a success, and from this success, he thought, wow, I'm like God. This is the reason why it's compared to the man that was in the Garden of Eden. And by reading this, we can learn more things that we couldn't see in the Garden of Eden story in chapter 2 and 3 in Genesis, especially about the beauty, especially about the stones, that this is something which is really new. And actually, the Garden of Eden here is more not a geographical place. It seems to be more as a place or the next world, as we can interpret, or a place that you couldn't reach, or because you only people or only people like the king of Tyrus thinks that he can be there like God. So this is actually a situation that, of course, after this, the interpretation spoke about the next world, but it's after the Bible time, not here, as we can see here. So it's a question if it's the same geographical place that we can see in chapter 3 in Genesis, chapter 2, sorry, or it's a place that you want to reach. But in any place, you grab what you have here in order to describe this place. It's a really good question, of course. Let's see more from this passage. It's written, תמים אתה בדרכיך מיום מבראך, עד נמצא עבלתה בך. You thought that you are perfect as Abraham, as Noah, from the day that you were created, but you are a sinner. ברוב רכולתך מלו תוכך חמס ותחתה. Hamas, this is the word that we can see before the flood. והחלליך מהר אלוהים, ועבדך כרוב השוחך מתוך אבני אש. So, the Garden of Eden here is also described as, could be also that there is a mountain, a holy mountain. There are, by the way, connection between the Garden of Eden and the temple, which is in the mountain. So this is also something that we need to remember. And one more time in chapter, in verse 17, it's written, Gavali becha beyofiecha, shichatta chochmatcha lif'atecha, al eretz ishlachticha lifnei melachim, lifnei melachim netaticha lira'ava bach. So you are like driven out from the Garden of Eden. You're driven out here from this. So as man and as Adam and Eve were driven out from the Garden of Eden, also the king of Tyrus, the things that he's in the Garden of Eden, the things that he's perfect, the things that he's like God, is going to be cast away, as we can see here. He's actually a sinner, and a sinner cannot be in a Garden of Eden. So let's continue and see more. In the second reading, start with Pepi Bevakasha.
מרוב עוונך באבל, רכולתך חיללת מקדשך, ועוזי אש מתוכך, כי אכלת ואתנך. לאפר על הארץ לעיני כל רואיך, כל יודעיך, בעמים שמעו עליך, בלחות היית בעיניך עד עולם.
Excellent. So we can see that this is not just one sin, it's some multitude of things. And God is speaking about taking out fire from him that will eat him. We can see it in Deuteronomy, Esh Ochla, the expression that think about the God that was using his fire in order to destroy, and he's going to be like dust, not dust, sorry, the ashes, and everyone will see it. There is here an element of humiliation. Everyone will see it. Everyone will know it. Everyone will know that you are not going to be there anymore. So this prophecy takes us to king that thinks that he's a god, and God is putting him, boundary and said, no, you're not. Pay attention to what you think about yourself. It's really interesting to see it, because the prophecies for the nations takes us not just to speak about the people of Israel and about Jerusalem and about Judah, it takes us to all the area, what other nations thought, how they behaved, and what is the differences between them and God, and of course to the people of Israel. So it's really interesting to see these prophecies and to read them. Let's see more. Thank you very much, Pepe, for your reading. And coming back to dear Sharon, that would read to us this, bevakasha. We changed the prophecy to Sidon, which is another city in Lebanon from the old ages until today.
Okay, thank you. Elohim Lemor Ben Adam Sim Panacha Sidon Vehinave Alona Beat Marta. Am I reading the right one? Yeah. Beat Marta Ko Hamar Adonai Elohim Ini Alik Zidon Benik Dati Betok Be'adeu Ki Ani Elohim Be'osoti Be'shefatim Denik Dashiti Ba.
Okay. So,
Was that right?
yeah, we can see another prophecy. I'm getting a lot of WhatsApp messages from my student now. Hey, we're coming back on Sunday. And we can see now Sidon, which is another city. And here, we don't know exactly what the Sidonites has done. By the way, Sidon, for example, we know that these were the cities of Jezebel. We know it's related to Jezebel. We know a little bit that the widow that Elijah met is close to Sidon. Oh, sorry? Sharon, you had a question, dear friend? Okay. So here we cannot see exactly what is the sin, but we know that God is going to punish the Sidonites. Maybe it relates to the fact that this is really close to Tyrus, to Tzor. And maybe it relates to the fact that all the nations from the area is getting punished by God, because this is the way to show the important nation. And we can see this is something which is really interesting. There are clues a little bit about the sins, not something which is like the king of Tyrus or Egypt, as we're about to see. And this prophecy is even shorter, but with more elements of, we need to dig a little bit in order to know what happened here. So let's come back to dear Detlef that would read to us. Bevakasha.
Yeah. וישלחתי בעד הבאר ודם בחצותיך, ונפעלל חלל בתוך בתוכה. בחרף אליה מסביב. וידעו כי אני אדוני. ולא אדוני עוד לבית ישראל. סילון, ממיר, מאיר, מאבקות, מחריף מכל סביבתם, שתים אותם, וידעו כי אני אדוני אלוהינו.
Thank you very much. And what we can see here is that we can see two flags that came from Egypt, Dever and Dam. Dam is the first. Dever is the fifth one. And we can see the sword, and we can see that the people of Israel won't have a pricking briar and a grieving thorn from all the nations, from the Sidonites. This is probably relates to the behavior of the Sidonites. This is what we know. We don't know more. And of course, everyone needs to know that God is the Lord. And this important and ends with these words. And let's ask Maria to read them, בבקשה.
Thank you. Ko Amar Adonai Elohim. Yivi? Is that God's name, or is a?
כן, אדוני אלוהים.
Okay, because of the Vakatsi at Beit Yisrael min ha'amim asher nafotzu bam v'nikdashti bam la'enei hagoyim v'yashvu al admatam asher natati la'avdi la'Yaakov v'yashvu aleha levetach uvanu batim v'nat'u karamim v'yashvu levetach ba'asoti shifatim v'chol hashatim otam misvivotam v'yad'u ki ani Adonai Elohim.
So first of all, with these words, we know exactly what is the commitment and between God and the people. And he speaks about the people of Israel that will come back from the other nations, and they will dwell safety. And they can build houses and plant vineyards. This takes us to the prophecies like the prophecies of Jeremiah, that they can build and plant, the two positive verbs that we can see in the prophecy that he had in chapter 1, and also in the prophecy of the New Covenant or Testament in Jeremiah 31. And God is saying with the other nations, I'm going to be sanctified, I'm going to be sacred, and I'm going to despise them. I'm not going to let them hurt you anymore. So by giving the prophecies for the nation, God is saying, I'm going to protect you, the people of Israel. So when we learn about their behavior, we learn what is the difference between their behavior and the way that God will treat them to the behavior of the people of Israel that is probably the same, but or more or less, but God is giving a chance. With these words, let's look at chapter 29, just a little bit. From 29, this is a prophecy for the Egyptians. We're going to read only the first 7 verses. And dear Gabriel, you can read to Bevakasha. You're unmuted.
I had to unmute, yes, thank you. Basana Ha'asirim Ba'asari Bishanim Asar Lachoresh Aya Devar Adonai Lamor Ben Adam Shim Kanecha Al Goro Melech Mitzrayim Hinave Alai Val Mitzrayim Kula
And what we can see here is that the year is the 10th year, probably the 10th year of Zedekiah. And the 10th month, which is month Tevet, the 12th in the month. This is during the time when the Babylonians actually were surrounding Jerusalem. 1 year later, the destruction of the first temple would be. And then the prophecy is against the Egyptians. Let's see what the words are against the Egyptian king. It's really important to remember, we know Egypt during all the history, but the Egyptians, we saw in many battles between empire in 605 before Common Era. There is a battle which is called Karkemish, which is between the Egyptians and the Babylonians. The Egyptians actually lost there, and always Egypt is there, by the way, until today, I think, though it's different Egypt. So let us see what Ezekiel is speaking about them. Let's see the words. דבר ואמרת, I'm sorry, הוא אמר אדוני אלוהים, הנני עליך פרעה מלך מצרים, התנים הגדול, the great dragon or the great sea monster, הרובץ בתוך יאוריו, אשר אמר לי יאורי ואני. So he, as the king of Tyrus, he thinks that he is the God. This is my river. I've made it. And then God is saying, no, you're not going to be like God. ונתתי חכים בלחייך, והדבקתי דגת יאוריך בקסקסותיך, ועלתיך מתוך יאוריך, ואת כל דגת יאוריך בקסקסותיך תדבק. ונטשתיך המדבר אותך, ואת כל דגת יאוריך על פני השדה תיפול, לא תעשה. קבץ לך את האורץ ולעוף השמיים נתתיך לאוכלה. The king of Egypt is going to suffer from really disaster, really going to be humiliated. He's going to be taken out from the sea as a monster that you put the hooks in the jaws, and all the fish are going to be stuck in his scales, and he's taking it out from the river, and he's going to be desolated. He's going to be stayed in the wilderness. Of course, he cannot live, and all the land, all the beasts of the field and the fowls is going to eat it. There is, by the way, in the Babylonian Talmud there an explanation about how God is going to fight with the sea monsters, different sea monsters, Leviathan, and the dragon and others. And this is something that relates to what is going to be eaten in the Garden of Eden. So it's connected also to the last chapter that we've seen about the king of Tyre, that thinks that he's a god. And we saw the Garden of Eden appears there. It's really interesting, all these descriptions giving us how other people looked at themselves. And let's see the last verses for us today. And I'm going to ask dear Detlef that would read it to us, bevakasha, with great honor. Go ahead.
Okay. וידעו כל ישבי מצרים, כי אני אדוני איים אותם משענת קנה לבי ישראל בתפשם כף תירוץ ובגעד להם כל כהב ובהשענם אליך תשבר מדעת להם כל מניים.
Beautiful, and we've seen the expression Mishenet Kaneh Ratzutz, the staff of the reed which is broken, in the beautiful speech of Rav Shakeh in 2 Kings chapter 18, that he spoke about the Egyptians, that the people of Israel cannot trust them. So, and here we can see one more time, these people, these inhabitants of Egypt, all of them are, it's in 2 Kings 18, it's only the king. Here, all the people of Egypt are like the staff of reed which is broken, and you can't lean on it, and it's going to be broken. So we've seen today 3 nations, 3 people. The king of Seir, which is So, the Sidonites. We've seen the Egyptians. By the way, the punishment of the Egyptians, if you continue to read chapter 29, is going to be that they are going to be 40 years of punishment. This relates to the 40 years that the people of Israel has been in the wilderness. There are connections. And this is for today, dear friends. Next week, we are going to have a really beautiful chapter, Ezekiel 34, with the great fable of the shepherds, the true shepherd. Beautiful chapter. Really happy, of course, to teach it. I taught it, I think, 6 or 7 years ago in e-teacher, and now in a different perspective when we read all the Ezekiel. there are more prophecies of the Egyptians in the next chapters, by the way. And then we're coming back to actually the redemption. So we have Ezekiel 34 with the true shepherd. In the week that follows it, we are going to have Ezekiel 37, the dry bone visions, and the two trees that becomes one, a little bit maybe from 38, and more, dear friends. Ezekiel is great.
Ellie,
Ken?